We got a unique treat for you today. We are near Rabbit Ears Pass, right in there somewhere. We're at over 8,500 feet. My friend Ryan from Four Rivers Equipment in Colorado here. This is unbelievable. We're gonna do a project here like no other ever on Tractor Time with Tim. Let's get started. So you just had your septic system put in here, right?
Yeah, they put it in last fall right before the snow hit.
Now, what does a septic system consist of here? Does it have drain lines and everything? Or
yep. So here they put in a 1,500 gallon tank, okay. And then they did 2 runs. You can see the 4 risers, 2 runs of drain lines going out that way that are gravel packed to drain off.
Okay, and it's a relatively small cabin, so you wouldn't need a huge seep field or whatever,
yeah,
right?
Smallest legal septic field was all it was needed, yeah.
Okay. And
very dry soil, good clay.
And today, yeah, it is. This is interesting soil, nothing like anything we've ever experienced. But what you're wanting to do, you're wanting to fill this in a little bit. Maybe get some of this brush out of here and then kind of get it filled in, right?
Yeah, we want to reclaim the soil and get it back to what it would have naturally been with natural grasses and wildflowers and not bare soil.
Okay. Do you know what this brush here is? What is this?
You know, I don't know. It's native all over this part of Colorado. You can see it in the background. It grows all over the place. It's a very woody plant, but it takes all the moisture. So we're trying to mow it off and get the grass to come back in. Okay,
so we'll try to get this off of here. And then we've got some soil on the end of your cabin over here that you want to excavate down a little bit. So we'll bring some of that better soil, put all across here.
Yeah, it looks like topsoil. It looks a lot better than what this does.
I'm fascinated by this. Now you work with these little John Deeres all day.
Yes, sir.
And of course you'd like to say that the little John Deere 1025 is the best tractor ever, right?
And it is for some things. I can't say it is up here.
How is it gonna work here at 8,500 feet?
Excited to see you experience that.
You know what I think he needs? And you guys know it too, you can leave it in the comments section. He needs Johnny X with a turbo. But let's see how that behaves. I think it's going to be interesting. There's just not enough air pressure up here to run these little naturally aspirated diesels, right?
Yep. Yeah, they're tuned for sea level and they're not made to run at this high elevation. So you drastically lose horsepower. You have to buy a lot bigger tractor here or a turbocharged tractor here to get the same work done you would get at home.
Yeah. Now we're going to have several tractors here today. Some of them with turbo and some without. I think this is going to be an interesting experiment. Are you kidding me? Where's Johnny X when I need him? I just don't know whether whatever this woody stuff is, whether it's rooted in or whether it's just on the top. Ryan, I'd like to get this out of here. It's still missing and not wanting to run very good. You're wanting to extend your cabin this way a little bit, and that's right where the pallets are.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to get these things out of here, and then we're gonna take this soil down a few inches, right?
Yeah,
and
get it down to grade, about a foot or two
we'll
of
move
soil.
it out there.
Yep.
So as we're digging, we may get a little bit too deep. Don't worry too much about that. But find places, as we get close, kind of find places and make sure that you catch my eye and your dad's eye to say, hey, this is perfect right here, and just because it's hard to keep seeing it. Four Rivers invited us out to be able to see how these tractors perform at higher elevations. They chose several different models so that we could see the naturally aspirated compared to the turbocharged models. Of course, we gladly accepted their invitation. We've had several opportunities to drive through mountains like this. Boy, this is nice soil here. And get to see them from a distance. Look at that. But we haven't had any opportunity to actually work on a project like this at such an elevation. There were several other projects going on here at the cabin that same day. For example, Ryan was getting his off-grid solar system installed at the same time here. I don't think we have any video of that, but by the end of the day, we had power. I think you'll see 3 main sizes of machine. This is the 4066M HD. The 3038E has a disc on the back of it, and there are a couple of 1025Rs. Ryan really wanted this brush out of here before he brought that good soil in. I kind of forgot about that. landscape rake's working pretty good at it. But I must admit, I'd love to have my power rake.
Ryan's 1025R seems to be running just fine here. It's hard to give a good horsepower estimate or anything, but it's running smoothly. You notice no matter what elevation, it works great to till it first, and then you can move soft soil. I have to admit I expected rocks here instead of good dark soil. Of course it's not as dark black as some of that really good soil in the Midwest, but if it had enough moisture, I think this soil would produce great.
Worst part of a landscape rake. But it's not too bad. It's actually doing the job here really well. The 1025R is performing better than I thought it would as well. It does miss a little bit, but I thought it would have, would be lacking on power a lot, and it doesn't seem to be having a huge impact. Now, this is probably not the most power hungry task I've ever done, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It is funny to hear it not run properly though.
As a point of reference for how we're doing on this project, watch the green tops on that big 1,500-gallon tank and these white PVC upright pipes. If we have enough patience, we're going to try to bury most of those today.
It's amazing how much dirt you can actually move with a compact tractor, or subcompact in this case. That was a big pile. That may be more than little Johnny wants to try to swallow. Wish my box were a little bit heavier. Ryan,
Yep.
it looks to me like the disc is too low when it's raised and too high when it's lowered.
Okay.
I think maybe we need to raise this.
I just dropped
Put it
to
in
the
a different
bottom.
hole
I just
here.
did the bottom hole here.
Oh,
just
did
now. It was top hole, was really funky.
Okay. See, it's still going down further. I wonder if we need to be in the top hole here.
Yep, I agree. Make a pass and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
The back needs to go on the ground more?
Yeah, front's still cutting too deep, isn't it?
Yep.
Still, this is doing good. I think this will work just as well as the tiller, don't you?
It's pretty quick. I did about 4 turns. I don't know if it's enough.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah. That's looking good. That's about as good as you'll see one of those little discs work. It's adjusted pretty well, and this soil is quite moist. It's working really well. A couple days ago, before we got here, actually, they took a track loader with a dozer blade. We may show that to you in a minute. And they cut the side of the hill a little bit for a road. Ryan doesn't like how this road is cut out. It's not that he doesn't mind the cut, he just doesn't like this berm of dirt here. Well, given our current project, it looks to me like wonderful topsoil. So I thought maybe I would try to till this and knock down some of those big clods, and maybe that'll help us separate some of those roots and things from it, and maybe we can use that topsoil to finish our little kind of a garden or planting area down here. This may be an adventure. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're using a tiller for non-gardening tasks, right? We're using it for excavating. It's an excellent way for you to loosen the soil so that a compact tractor can move it more easily. You don't need to do that if you're using a track loader or a large skid steer. Using a compact tractor, it's nice to have that soil loose, much easier to work with. This is a 4066M HD for heavy duty. Mechanically, it's just like the regular 4M. There's a few differences. It is heavier. It has larger tires all the way around. It has a Category 2 3-point hitch instead of Category 1 3-point hitch. It's got the skid steer quick attach. It's got the 440R loader. So it's got a better loader. It's got the same loader that the 4R typically has on it instead of the 400E that typically comes on the 4M. So it's kind of a step between in some ways the 4M and the 4R, but in other ways it's above the 4R because of the Category 2 hitch and some of the extra front weight brackets and everything. So it's well, it's a unique machine. I've never had a chance to operate one. We showed it to you the day it was released at the Augusta factory in Georgia, but this is the first time I've got to really operate one. We'll see how it goes. We got an 81-inch tiller on this thing. The chain keeps coming loose on the back of the door there. That rubber piece around it doesn't make any sense to me because it keeps us from hooking it into a higher notch, so I'm not sure what's going on. Tiller sure makes it look a lot better. But I was wanting to rob some of this dirt. I hope he'll let me get away with it.
We've moved a lot of dirt at this point, and so I like to take the tiller and kind of smooth it out, level it out. I feel like I get a better look after it's been tilled like this. I don't think we're done yet, but at least we'll kind of see where we are.
Christy, you're going to be embarrassing me. I've never operated a dozer or a skid steer. track loader, so yeah, you're making me look really bad. Whoops. Not that. I better back up a little bit. See what a mess I made. I dug like a foot deep in just a moment. Just a moment. Well, it's my first time ever with a dozer or with a track loader. Well, much with a track loader. And it's making a fool of me. Look at that. Got all these different controls, and all I do is just dig holes. This is embarrassing. Managing that blade height is difficult. Now I've got to tilt it a little bit. I should have never got in this. Christy, we need one of these.
All right, here we go, trying to clean up some of Tim's mess.
Folks, I know nothing about what I'm doing here. Whoops. Other than I'm digging in way too deep. Too many controls. 6 ways is 5 ways too many. Well, that was exhilarating and humiliating all at once.
The GPS does a really good job.
Well, I'm sure it does.
You moved a lot of dirt though. It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun as can be. I actually like it as a dozer.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a little mini crawler.
But I know nothing about dozers either, right? So that's, it was all new to me. Embarrassing. I get all kinds of comments. They'll say, oh, you don't know how to run a dozer. They're right.
Yep.
You don't know how to run a track
Yep.
loader. They're right.
Yep, that's how we learn though, isn't it? Grab keys, hop in and run.
It will move dirt. There is no question about that.
Yeah, I'm
Now
wondering.
that's one of the big ones, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest one we have.
Biggest one you make?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering if I can't use that to clean up my mess. I dug all the holes with the loader bucket. It'll chew that up a lot better than what I had.
Well, maybe. I'm sure you can. I'd do worse.
I think I can clean up a little bit. Find out. So I'll relinquish one of my horses to whatever one you want.
Okay.
This machine has the highest end GPS controls that Deere offers. At this point, I had no idea how to use them, so both Ryan and I are using it manually. But consider this a little sneak peek into a future episode. The next day, an expert trained me on how to use all that GPS functionality. So come back in a few days, and you'll get to see whether I'm still humiliated running this dozer.
They're gnarly, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks to me like it's working. You can tilt it a little more than that safely. You can go 45 degrees. Go on up, I'll show you how far. You can go at least that much. Till you can see your teeth underneath it a little bit. And that'll help you, I think. I think that'll work fine. We worked with the landscape rake over here, and it took off the surface ones.
But it didn't get the ones that were still rooted.
So I think you got the right idea here with the heavy hitch tooth bar. 5% off. Coupon code TTWT. You might be able to curl. Yeah, you can lift them right up out of there. That was probably lifting too much, but yeah, you can get them right up out of there. Beautiful. Very good. Be ready to get your feet out of the way. You want me to tilt it a little more? There it goes. That was a big one. Now, Christy, you did amazing on these roots over here. You worked at that quite some time, but that tooth bar really worked. I think we're getting close on the grading part of this.
So how did the tractors perform overall? Let's review. The 4066M here seemed just as strong as another one I used in Illinois. The turbo apparently really helps to compensate for that altitude. I'd say the same thing for the 3038E. It felt essentially identical in power to my 2038R, as it should. It's the same powertrain. The 1025Rs took a long time to warm up, 5 minutes or even more, and the temperature was in the 70s. However, once fully warm, it seemed to operate fine.
We tilled this space several times, and we really think it ought to be packed down a little bit. So I've got the seeder here, but we don't have any seed in it right now. We're just kind of using the 2 rollers to hopefully pack it down. Of course, the tractor will pack it some too. Kind of fascinating to have opportunity to use one of these seeders twice within a month. That's right, this is the same basic seeder that you saw in our earlier episode from Woods. This one's configured differently. It doesn't have the legume box on the back, so it only has the front cool season grass seeder. It's got the spikes in the middle, and it doesn't have the cultipacker on the back. I think we probably added 2 feet of dirt in this area. So it was a lot of dirt to move with small tractors. I don't know, this thing's not very heavy. So it's probably not the best packing tool ever. Maybe just driving the tractor over it's pretty good.
We're using some wildflower mixture that's specifically made for this high elevation area. I'm not sure where Ryan got it or exactly what's in it, but it is supposed to be a native mix specifically for this area.
It is running hard and fast.
I think we better turn it down a little. If we run out of seed, it's like
Which way's down? This way?
That way. If we run out of seed, it's like a 2-hour round trip to get more seed.
This was special ordered.
It's like a 2-week round trip to get more seed.
Okay. It's dropping nicely. Looks good.
We really don't have any idea how to calibrate with this odd seed mixture that we got of these wildflowers. So we're kind of guessing.
Yeah, we're dropping seeds out of all the holes. It looks good.
We're getting lots of seed now. I can see it on top. They said the ground does not freeze here in the wintertime. It's so dry, there's not enough moisture in it to freeze.
Now we're down to about half, I'd say.
Okay.
So I think we're
Doing
We're
good.
definitely seeding. It's good.
Kind of rough out here. A lot more of those wood roots. Ryan, I think we got her done.
It looks a whole lot better than it was before.
Yeah, we raised it by at least a foot, probably 2 foot in a lot of areas.
Yeah, some of that for sure.
And I think these white pipes will be a lot safer with all that other dirt around them, don't you?
Yeah.
More precarious like that. And the interesting thing is we found some really good topsoil to put here. At least it looked good to me.
It looks great. I'm really happy with it.
So, how much rain do you get here a year?
10 inches a year total moisture. Most of that comes in snow.
Okay. So not much. And then right here you said the snow blows off.
The snow comes out of the south, the wind comes out of the south here naturally. So there's a snow bank that forms right here because of the wind protection and behind the building. But this area here all winter had maybe a foot of snow all winter, which considering there's 10 feet of snow in most areas, it's pretty thin.
Pretty amazing. This has been, it's been quite a play date. I mean, we had all kinds of different tractors, all kinds of different attachments, and I think we used every one of them. Now, would we have had to have used every one of them? Probably not, but hey.
Yeah, I just had no idea what we need. I thought, let's take everything up there we can play with, and if we got it wrong, we got it wrong, but we'll try.
What an experience for me. I mean, I live at 900 feet. And if you drive a few miles, it'll be 920 feet. And you said we're 8,500,
and that peak's 10.5 right behind us.
and that's a Rabbit Ears
Pass.
Rabbit Ears
Mountain,
Pass, Rabbit Ears Mountain. Okay,
Yeah.
you guys can check it out on a map. This is a beautiful area, just an absolutely stunning day. I thank you so much for inviting us up here, Ryan.
Thank you very much for all the help. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God.
Hey, I want to introduce you guys to Bentley. Bentley, you've been watching our channel a long time, right?
Yep.
You have a favorite episode?
Not really. They're all really cool.
Do you have a favorite tractor?
Probably. I really like my dad's tractor.
But what does your dad have?
I think it's like a 3-something.
Okay.
It's really cool. It has a cab on it too.
Oh, so it's a 3R with a cab.
Yeah.
Oh, I need one of those, Christy.
No.
Well, thank you for watching our channel, Bentley.